Hey guys, good morning. So we're here in camp, here at Rio Magdalena. If you try searching in Google for this, you're not gonna find it because it's not yet out. It's not a public campsite pa. This is my friend's farm, Ram and Phoebe. Thank you so much. Shout out to you guys. Thank you for letting us stay here and do our SEO hacker team building, as well as the next Fireside chat episode na gagawin natin sa leadership stack. So yeah, I'm excited about today. I look forward to the rest of the activities. Umaga pa lang, so marami pang pwede mangyari. And I hope that you also enjoy this episode with us. Hey guys, good evening. We have another episode of Leadership Stack Fireside Chat. So for tonight, we are here at Rio Magdalena. It's pitch black except for the campfire, couple of lights that we brought along. And we are here, David and I are here again to answer some questions from our team, and I hope that it brings value to all of you tuned in tonight. Okay, first question.
Okay, here we go. So I know that you already have questions before, received answered questions before from our team members, and this is a new batch. So I'll start the questions coming from Genesis.
Okay.
So what are the skills do you think are important to become a leader?
What are the skills that are important
For leaders.
for leaders? I think that the most important skill is self-awareness. Kung hindi mo alam kung ano yung weaknesses mo tsaka yung strengths mo as a person, I don't think you can lead effectively. Kasi, for example, one of my weaknesses is definitely my words are too sharp. Because truth for me is more important than grace sa salita. So I'm the kind of person na I want to get to the bottom of things. And I really want to know why. And ang tendency ko is, pag nagsasalita ako, very direct to the point. And a lot of people get hurt when I speak. So, it's hard kasi we're all different. Ako, gusto kong rekta. Pag may kailangan akong i-improve sa sarili ko, I appreciate it when people tell it to me straight. But a lot of people are not like that. And I find it hard to adjust to people na gusto nila sugar-coated, you break it to them softly, or meron pang konting panliligaw bago mo sabihin sa kanila kung ano yung gusto mo talagang sabihin. So ako, hindi talaga ako ganun. And I consider that as a weakness kasi majority ng tao hindi kaya maging ganun. So if majority of people can't be like that, how can you lead a lot of people? You can't. Konti lang yung kaya mong i-lead who are willing to follow you. So, if I don't know that weakness, if I'm not aware of that weakness, I'm just going to be practicing that. Lagi ko siyang gagawin. And it's not going to be good for people who are under my leadership because they're always gonna be hurt, lagi nagtatampo, And madidismaya sila, madidiscourage sila mag-follow. The flip side is true na you have to know your strengths as well, self-awareness. Kasi if you don't know your strengths, why are you going to be worth following? So, for example, I know that one of my strengths is taking command of a situation, having a commanding presence. And I always use that, especially when there's turbulent times, panic, kagaya ng pandemic. So taking command of a situation is one of my core strengths as a leader. And if I didn't know that, then I wouldn't be much of a leader.
So I'm just curious. I have a question for myself now. Have you met someone that's like similar to you in terms of the way you lead, the way you communicate to people? Have you met someone that's similar to you?
I've talked with people who say na, oh, we're alike, but I haven't seen them in action. I heard though, so I've read the biography of Steve Jobs by Walter Isaacson, and he's one of the best, if not the best, writers of a person's biography. Kaya siya yung kinuha mismo ni Steve Jobs. And in the biography, it's a thick white book, I'm sure you've seen it. He says that Jobs was, long story short, an asshole when he leads people. Kasi he's very direct, he's very candid. But if you work closely with him, and alam mo yung ugali niya, kung sino talaga siya, and you know he has the best intentions for the company, and for you, and for the project or projects, you will realize na it's just really his character. Pero his intentions are the best for everyone. But a lot of people also misunderstand that, especially yung mga hindi direct niyang katrabaho. So they translate it as, asshole lang talaga yung CEO natin. So it's life's dilemma, I think, to have a very good, very strong leader. I think it takes a lot of self-awareness. I think it takes a lot of strong will and a lot of candor, which a lot of people cannot take. That's why yung mga taong work closely with Jobs, I don't know if you know, but Tony Fadell, who is the author of Build, it's an audiobook I'm listening to right now. He worked closely with Steve Jobs on the iPod, and he revolutionized music. Diba? The tagline, 1,000 songs in your pocket. The person who led that effort is Tony Fadell. Jony Ive, who designed the iPod and the iPhone, and he also wrote a book, Creative Inc. So you notice people who work directly with Steve Jobs become thought leaders and become very influential. And I think that because if you want to work with that kind of a leader, you have to be an A player talaga eh. So honestly ako, I find myself, I really don't like working with B people, B players, C players. I don't.
Can you explain
like
more what B and
C? Ganito na lang. There are leaders who like developing other people from nothing.
Yeah,
So kunyari, hindi ka marunong, wala kang alam, or mabagal ka, challenge sa kanila yon, and they enjoy that. I don't. I hate it. I like working with people who are already good at what they do. And what I do to them is I make them the best possible version. So iba-iba ang tao, iba-iba ang leaders. I lead that way. If you don't bring your A game, mabagal, and wala. Parang you start at ground zero. I really will tell my other leaders, I can't work with this person. Kasi lose-lose kami. Hindi siya matutuwa sa akin, hindi rin ako matutuwa sa kanya. But if someone is disciplined, reliable, for me, yung maasahan, pag may sinabi ako, magagawa, and okay agad yung quality, mabilis yung project, deadlines na mi-meet, and may initiative, hindi ko kailangan sabihin lahat ng every movement niya, we will work fantastically well. It's like we're making music every day. So, yun yung pros and cons.
Okay, that's a new thing.
Cons.
Yeah, that's a new thing I heard there. So,
Yeah.
okay. Going for the next set of questions coming from Ray. So, this is more about the company you started. So, how do you bring a unique product or service in the market?
You bring a unique product or service in the market. Actually, the easy answer to that is if it doesn't exist. Diba? Nung time na nag-start ako ng SEO hacker, there were very few SEO companies who were doing SEO ethically. Meaning, they follow Google's guidelines and they do it the hard way. Kasi SEO before, sobrang mas madali dahil there's so many tactics that are automated and they can just spam other webmasters, and what happens is those webmasters nahahassle sila kasi ang daming spam pumapasok para lang mag-build ng links papunta dun sa website na nirarank nung kung sino man yung unethical SEO person. So when I started SEO Hacker, it just so happens that Google was cleaning house with the Google Penguin update, Google Panda update, and it affected a lot of the SEO companies who were doing it black hat or gray hat. And I've always been doing it white hat. So I didn't find it na parang nag-cut siya sa profit margin ko or mas nahirapan pa ako doing it white hat kasi that's really how I did it. As I was saying, yung time na yon, it was really how I did it. So I guess uniqueness is all about positioning then. I've seen and heard stories, for example, about lawn mowing. Medyo big deal siya sa US. Down market. So, no one was going to be spending more for stuff. And there's this lawn mowing company who says, it's so hard to find clients, it's so hard to charge them, it's so hard to collect. I am shutting my business. And depressed yung itsura niya. And then, 10 minutes later, this other gardener comes in, or this other lawn mowing service guy comes in, and he's so happy and he says, business has never been better. And they're in the same business, exact same business. It's just the positioning that's different. So there are many things naman that you can be unique about eh. You can be unique about your product mismo. You can be unique about your market positioning. You can be unique about the clients you're targeting and you're trying to serve. You can be unique about how you market yourself. You can be unique about your pricing model. So there are so many ways to be unique. It doesn't have to be na meron ka talagang new, one-of-a-kind, novel product or service or software na ibebenta. It doesn't have to be that way. And if you're an entrepreneur, I mean, a real entrepreneur, hindi yung nag-franchise ng business kasi for me, yung mga nagpa-franchise or yung gumagaya ng ibang negosyo, they're business people. I can't really call them entrepreneurs kasi a lot less risk yung ginawa nila eh. But if you're an entrepreneur, meaning you really risk talagang this is something na you think can work out of your own idea, not copying someone else's, not buying a franchise, then it's something that for me, may unique positioning ka na kagad. No? So, you started this, you know what is supposedly unique about what you're about to start as an entrepreneur. So, yun. So many ways. It doesn't have to be completely brand new.
Okay.
How did you manage everything?
How did I manage everything?
The services, business.
I was a one-man team when I started. So, I did the content writing, the sales, the account management, the link building. I did the editing. I did the payroll when I used freelancers before to write kasi dumadami na yung kliyente. I also did web development and design. So I did everything. And I also did some accounting, some legal work because I wrote our contracts. So it's a lot of work. And I always say if it was easy, then everyone would be doing it. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it. And I started hiring slowly, one by one. Started renting an office. Started to register sa DTI kasi hindi na ako freelancer nun. So I had to register as a business. And the thing is, if you know how to do everything yourself, you will know how to manage when you start hiring people. The problem with a lot of business owners, they get funding from investors or they loan from a bank. They hire people who they think they will be able to trust. And then, hindi muna nila aaralin kung ano ba talaga yung ginagawa ng taong yun, paano ba talaga siya gawin, gaano katagal bago ma-deliver ang isang project. So they start a business with black holes that they know nothing about. Sadly, human nature, kahit na sa umpisa katiwa-tiwala yung taong yun, a lot of times and a lot of people, lumalaki yung ulo, magiging tamad, the business will fail. What I did, I learned everything first, and then I started quitting jobs one by one. The first job I quit was the janitor job. Hindi na ako yung naglilinis ng CR. Because sa first office namin, ako naglilinis ng CR. But I realized if I'm paying myself X amount and I'm using X hours of that amount to clean the CR, I'm stealing from the company. You understand? So I started quitting jobs, starting from the work that is mundane, easy to replicate, easy to manage, easy to see the output. And I started doing more of leading. Dati wala naman ako nililid eh. Mag-isa lang ako eh. So I had to learn leadership. Slowly but surely. Leaders are not very good agad in leadership. You have to really learn it. It's a lifelong pursuit and learning of how to lead well. Nasagot ba yung tanong mo, Roy? Yun ba yung tanong mo?
Yes, how do we...
Or kasi ang pagkaintindi ko dun sa environment is yung working environment eh. Hindi yung environment ng nature.
Ay, sorry. Mali ba ako naintindi? Kala ko environment.
Hindi. Baka kasi kanina nag-agree siya eh.
Environmentally.
So anong meaning mo ba sa environment? Yung nature? Or yung office? Yung office. Yung office.
Sorry.
I-cut mo na lang lahat ng pinagsabi namin, Lara.
Ay, nabali ako. Environmentally friendly kasi. How can you
Daldal kami ng daldal dito. Di mo man lang kami pinigilan.
Gets ko na. Environment friendly.
Yes, yun yung pagkaintindi ko. Kaya tumigil ako, di ba? Sinabi mo environment na ano. So medyo
Sorry.
environment.
How can we make the office environment
more friendly? Yes. Okay. Ayun na yung bloopers mo, Lara.
Nag-compromise.
Oo eh. Parang sabi ni Roy.
Pwede na.
Sabi ni Roy, sige na nga, puno na nga lang. Tubig kuryente na nga lang kaysa tao.